Welcome back, guys, to another episode of Haxen Hunt. Today's video we are going to be talking about the option archery Quivilizer. What I like and what I don't like about it, pros and cons. After shooting it a few times, I did get a bunch of questions the second I posted a picture about it, so I wanted to let you guys know my thoughts about the Quivilizer. So if you want to know what those thoughts are, then go ahead and stay tuned. Alrighty guys, so all about the Quivilizer. I got a ton of DMs when I posted a picture of this thing on Instagram. Everybody was like, do a video on the Quivilizer. And even on YouTube, people that also follow me on Instagram requested a review on this Quivilizer. So I have shot this quite a bit, just trying to feel it out, see what I think about it, see if I truly like it. Really cool thing is, right off the bat, I'll show you guys. So right here on where it clamps on, you can actually adjust that depending on the diameter of your arrow. So right now, these are the Easton Axis 5mm arrows. So that's pretty narrow, but if you've got, like, for instance, a gold tip or even an old aluminum, I thought it had an old aluminum arrow. Maybe it's downstairs somewhere. But anyway, so you can adjust that in and out depending on your size of arrow, but also when you do have a quiver, let's see if I can find mine that I've had. When you do have a quiver for quite some time, it actually tends to stretch out a little bit. So right here is an old fused quiver that I've had for, how many years? 4 years, I think. And it's, I mean, the arrows still stay in there, but it's definitely a little bit looser than how it used to be. So having that adjustable quiver, whatever you want to call that, arrow squeezers, that is really, really nice. I am and have been a really big fan of that, so that way your arrows will always stay nice and tight in your quiver. Another cool thing, I actually don't have it mounted on it right now, that a lot of people don't know. So this little piece mounts here where you'd regularly mount your quiver. I'm gonna actually go ahead and take out these Allen screws and mount this real fast so I can show you guys. So give me one sec. Now that I have mounted this piece here where you regularly mount a quiver. Alright, so what's really cool about that, guys, is you can actually, it's just a quick release, basically like we call it like a bicycle seat. So you just pop that little lever off, pop this out, and then this actually slides in right here like a regular quiver, and you can adjust that whether you want it tilted forward or backwards. So that way it can be mounted as a regular quiver as well, and if you wanted to run a regular stabilizer as well, you can go ahead and do that. But that's the really cool option. I guess that's probably why they're called option archery, because every one of their products has a different option. But yeah, so it's just a little quick disconnect, slide in and clamp down, and you are back in business right there. So that has been a really cool feature that I've enjoyed, being able to just switch on and off, because it is kind of bulky just to store somewhere. It is nice though. You can store it on the, whoops, sorry there buddy. You can store it on the ground. It does rest on your cam, and then it rests just right there on the front, and then you can rest it up against something. But the really cool thing with that is a lot of people are like, oh, it's way too big for like a ground blind or anything like that. If you talk to people that actually hunt in a ground blind and use this Quivilizer, yeah, it is kind of bulky, but like when you have a knocked arrow, let me go ahead and knock this arrow real quick. you have a knocked arrow in the blind typically, and if you see, it sticks out even further than what that Quivilizer sticks out as, you know? So I mean, you're not going to be hitting that anyway. Your arrow, obviously when you come to full draw, that's a different story. So you do need a little bit extra room, but nothing crazy. But anyway, back to what I was trying to say is you're able to set your bow down and let it rest right there on the Quivilizer inside your ground blind. So it's like its own little stand instead of having a separate bow stand. So that's been really, really awesome. We'll go ahead and show you guys kind of the balance of this. So this bow is fully set up. We've got the Quivilizer obviously, and then we've got the Fast Eddie Spot Hog up front for the sight, and the Trinity by Hamsky rest. So pull it out. This bow is kind of heavy, not gonna lie, and it is obviously front heavy with all that stuff on it. Don't tell my wife, but I'm gonna draw this bow back to show you guys. So keep it a secret. I'm not gonna point it directly at the camera, that way I don't kill it. So let's focus in on the balance. I'm gonna aim right there at those clothes. Okay, so balance at full draw is super, super nice. So I definitely don't feel like it's front heavy at all. I feel like it balances extremely well. I mean, it's not gonna be, how do I say this? It's not like the perfect, precise measurements of, you know, adding a ounce here and there with, you know, front bar, back bar, and everything like that. It's not gonna be that precise. It is steady, it is consistent, it does feel good at full draw. It does feel good shooting as well. Another big question is, at full draw, a lot of people are like, well, what about the wind? Because your arrows are right there to the side. So with that wind, I actually have not been able to shoot it in the wind yet. I would imagine that it might blow and have a little bit more of an effect on the bow when you're at full draw and it's windy. So that being said, again, you can pop it off and just take that off, because even when it's windy, I take my regular quiver off no matter what, just because a normal quiver is gonna adjust how that bow feels in the wind. So if you are a regular quiver guy, you can pop it there, draw back. I have shot it like this a couple times, but I can't remember how it feels at full draw. So let's draw it back with the quiver, just regular, and then no stabilizer up front, because I'm not gonna just be carrying a stabilizer in back pocket all the time, you know? Okay. So I can definitely feel a little bit of a pull to the right towards that quiver, but it's not that bad. A lot of archers do like a little bit of a pull, one side to the other, because then it gives you a constant, like a constant pull back towards level. And so you're holding that, you have to hold that, and it's not perfectly balanced to where any little wind or movement or whatever can tilt that bow back and forth, if that makes sense. I've heard a lot of people like to do that. I'm not necessarily one of them, but I have heard that people do enjoy that. So it is a little bit side heavy with that on the side and then having no stabilizer on it. Anyway, so it's been really, really nice. It does lighten up your bow a little bit, just due to the fact where you have your quiver and your stabilizer all in one. You're not having to have two separate weights. This bow, I mean, it is decently heavy just from that Fast Eddie. These Fast Eddies are pretty heavy. If we bring this in a little bit though, it brings that balance a little bit closer to the bow. Honestly feels a little bit better, so that might be a better place to put that sight. Anyway, sorry, so my thoughts on the Quivilizer. Yeah, it might be a little bit more of a sail on a windy day. But overall, like, I really enjoyed shooting it. Like, I've always wanted to purchase one for myself to shoot and enjoy and try and test out and be able to share information with you guys, but never have pulled the trigger on it. Pulled the trigger with this Axia setup that I gave away. So, I've been really excited to ship this off to the winner here, probably sometime this week, I would imagine. And then also ship off the VXR that I gave away. So, anyway, it's just been a lot going on. Hopefully you guys had a great holiday. Happy New Year. Let's kick 2021 off strong and enjoy the sport of archery, learning more, testing more, and getting ready for this upcoming season of the 2021 year. So anyway, guys, thank you so much. Thanks for tuning in, and if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, like this video, comment, whatever. If you have any questions or you want to see any future videos, let me know, and we'll see you guys next time.